This guy right here, he made a fortune off my parents all in 1 week. And the last time I went to jail, my mom... What do you got for collateral? I had nothing. Just a nice pair of legs. On the last time, my bond was only $2,500, and that didn't spark him too quick, because he's like, oh, $250? That's going to take me a minute to get out there. So as I sat there in jail, cursing him, I realized how many of my friends had been victims of the criminal justice system. And I thought, wow, if I just tapped into my friends, right, I could probably make a nice living. And I started to realize that I didn't really belong in that place, but I had to sit there for a minute, because I was taught a lesson at that time about responsibility and accountability. And our country has absolutely lost sense of accountability and responsibility.
Yes.
We have to elect Matt. There's several others that are running all across Michigan that are also Republicans. We've got to get these folks in. We have got to get them elected. We can no longer tolerate the buddy system at the legislature. I'll vote for this bill if you vote for that bill. If you vote for these two bills, I'll go ahead and let that bill. Listen, what are we, Monty Hall at our legislature? We're making a deal. Do you want door one or door two? Do you want to have public safety, or are we going to let people out of jail because they're poor? I'm sorry. The last time I saw a police officer driving up and down the street going, hey, are you rich? Are you poor? Are you rich? Are you, oh, you're poor, get in my car.
Right.
That just doesn't happen, folks. People are not in jail because they are poor. They are in jail because they broke the law. And look, we don't want to throw those people away. We don't. But we have to have two things: accountability and responsibility. And we have to have someone like Matt in our legislature who has common sense and knowledge of the criminal justice system, what it means, what it does, and how we can make it better. Holding hug-a-thug programs all across this nation is getting us nowhere. This mentality that the left is pushing on a continuous basis, that we have to help the poor. We have to help the poor. You know what? I want to decide when my kids get out of jail, not you.
Right.
Yeah. I want to know, is my kid high on drugs? I'm going to let him sit there for a couple of days. You're going to come down so I can have a realistic conversation with you. I don't want some social do-gooder coming in there going, oh.
Right. There's a
I'll do that later. But right now, I'm mad as a hornet because you're sitting in jail and I got to tell my preacher why you're walking out of jail. We have to go back to that. The reason that I became successful for myself was I was raised a Mennonite. Does anybody here know what is a Mennonite? Yeah. I was raised Mennonite, but you know what that gave me? It gave me a solid base.
Yep.
So whenever I steered off the path, I could always come back to base. There is no base in America right now. We cannot even send our children to school without the liberals trying to brainwash our kids.
Yep.
I sent my daughter to a private school. She came out a Democrat.
Yep.
I did not pay $125,000 for a private education for her to come out wanting Obama again. She cried for a week, wouldn't talk to her dad and I. We were like, yay, Trump. She was like, bah. My friends are going to be deported. You mean your friends from that preparatory school from Japan?
Right.
They're not deporting anyone back to Japan. And even if they did, boo-hoo. What a beautiful country to be deported back to.
Right.
Okay? But I'm telling you, we have issues and we have problems. You can just look across our education system where we are teaching what? Common Core?
Yeah.
What is that? Our kids cannot even sign the back of a check. They can't write me a letter. They don't even know how to read and write. But they have to know whether they should check the box or circle the box. And if you check the box, then you got it wrong because they asked you to circle it. This is what we're dealing with. You know, we're giving out cell phones, we're giving out hugs, we're giving out everything but a licking, and that's what these kids should be getting. And I'm sorry that there are so many people who are so crushed by our choices that our Republican president is making progress. I'm sorry about that. But we have to put this country back on track.
Yes.
And we have to do it county by county. Guys, this takes money. He's not even kidding. He ain't even fooling. We got to get him in. We got to get him in. You know how Obama made his money? $10 at a time. $10, $20, $30. Right?
Yep.
If you do the math, 1,000 people, right, times $1,000, how much is that? It's $1 million. It's $1 million. You raise it slowly. You raise it quietly. You get 150 to 250. Whatever you can afford to give is what we've got to give. How much is your community worth to you? You have to decide. More than $1 million. I love my home. I love my home, and I'm not letting anybody push me out of it. But if I let lawmakers take seats in the Senate races and the House representative races all across this country, and we flip from red to blue, where are we going?
Right.
We have no accountability and no responsibility. And we have got to bring common sense decision making back to our legislature. You've got to vote Maddox. You've got to raise money for it.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you so much. Listen, on one last note, how many people think what's happening right now with Kavanaugh is helping the Republicans? I believe this is helping.
Yep.
People are fired up, they're mad, and so the only thing I want to leave you with last is something that Roseanne said the very first time, and that is everybody in this room has a circle of influence. You wouldn't be here if you didn't care about politics in some way. I know some of you are just here for a dog, that's fine. We tricked you, because now we got you. But anyway, you're a circle of influence when it comes time to vote, which is on November 6th in, 35 days.
Yep.
Michigan's either going to go red and stick with our president, or it's going to go blue, which is really a vote for Hillary Clinton. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what this is. This is about Trump. And so you tell every person you know, you've got to show up. There are no excuses. If you're out of town, you get your absentee ballot. All of you here are responsible for 10 or 20 people to show up and vote, because we need to turn out everything that we did for Donald Trump once again to hold on to the state and keep it red.
Yep.
Thanks you all so much for coming.
Thank you.
Do me a favor, you guys, and let's just kind of leave them alone a little bit. I feel bad. Can you imagine? They just ordered dinner. Let's let them eat. So no selfies. If we took photos, VIP photos, they'll be on Facebook, and we just appreciate. We love you all so much. Thank you. Yeah, Myron. Yeah, Beth. We hear that all the time. Yes. Beth Chapman for U.S. Senate. Saturday? Yeah, so there's a Women for Trump rally in D.C. this Saturday. I wish so much I could be there. And Beth is one of the guest speakers there. So,
awesome.
Yeah, all you women. Thank you, Beth. But I don't think we've seen the last of Beth. I can see Beth in D.C. easy.
And I'm her water boy.
Yes! Man, it goes to place. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you get a chance, I could use some donations. We have a rest of this campaign to run until November 6th, and we'd like to raise another $12,000 to $15,000 over the next 2 weeks to get us to the end of the election season. So really appreciate your support. We're all in this together. God bless you.